Tyler, time for a Punisher.
Come on.
I don't know.
It works. I love it, but come on.
And you shall know he is the fist of the beast. Number 4.
Punisher.
Aaron Saiz Azakita Stewart.
Dun, 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 dun.
Is it?
Punisher.
Is there something on top of my goddamn comic book cover?
Is there?
I don't know, man.
There is. I'll get you a new one.
Oh, I don't care. Oh, I'm just kidding. So we start off, and what is clearly happening is Frank. We've already established last issue that Frank is a fucking complete fucking crazy nutball. Just likes killing.
Killed a man when he was what, 10?
Yeah,
I think it was the last issue.
Yeah, but that guy.
I mean, he was a shitty person, but see, this is what I love about this series because it plays with the duality of the Punisher.
The
it's
dichotomy,
still not,
yeah.
Even though that guy's a shit person and a scumbag and beat those people to death, it doesn't mean it's okay to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and
well, by the end of the issue, we'll see exactly. And next issue is even better, but. You know, it starts off and he's doing the day's executions and stuff, and there's the flashback and whatnot. And these guys come in and they went to Ares and they said that Ares made us pray to him. So she.
The last issue, Ares killed a bunch of the hand. The priest, and the priestess is bringing them in to basically have Punisher execute them.
Yeah,
because
and he's like, "Why?"
Because
and she said, "Tell them, you know, and tell them, you know,
they made us
turn our backs on the beast."
And we prayed to Ares, like you said, which, again, what I think is so interesting about this run is this isn't the first time they've kind of played with, like, supernatural elements in Punisher, but I think this is one of the most interesting ones because this kind of harkens back to his Thor run a little bit and the God Butcher, like, because I love that Jason Aaron likes to incorporate, like, the fact that, like, hey, there is a Zeus and there is a Hercules and all these Greek characters do exist in the Marvel universe. And like to have one of the main, at least this part of the series, one of the main antagonists be Ares, the Greek god of war, is fucking cool. And not something I'd expect in a Punisher book, you know?
And it yeah, absolutely. And he's like way more ruthless and bloody and bigger than he's really been in any
he looks
other
like a god.
Yeah, he looks like, and it's fucking cool actually. It oftentimes throughout what Aaron's trying to do, what Jason Aaron's trying to do early on in this run, and by the end of the run, you'll really truly see the big picture that he's trying to go for. And what he says at the end of the run is, you know, I'm not going to say it, but he puts a whole thing like, this is why I did this, and but he's deconstructing what the Punisher is always. There are these people. There are police officers who are lionizing this fucking sociopath,
a murderer.
Yes,
a murderer.
Regardless of
mass murderer.
Regardless, you are the police and you are supposed to believe in law and order and the justice system, not vigilantism. And you see this where it starts off. This is the most basic example. You show panels of him killing these dudes, slicing their heads off, and each other panel is repeatedly abused and exploited underage slice. Ordered ethnic cleansing of the entire slice, raped and murdered civilians while serving in slice, his own children, slice, and then a couple pages later, stop. They're just as fine as they are. We need all the men we have, even though she wants him, you know what I mean? She wants him to kill these ninja.
Yeah, she tells him to kill them because they didn't die in battle and they should have died in battle. And then, don't kill them. We need them. So it's
Does that make Frank a good person?
Exactly.
No. And
he's selfish.
Yes.
He's doing this because they brought back his dead wife. He's selfish.
All these cops that fucking use the Punisher as their fucking whatever, their avatar bullshit, they use this bullshit example of, look what he's doing, and then, hey, he's not so bad. He doesn't kill everybody. Motherfucker, it doesn't matter that he doesn't kill everybody. He's still a fucking murderer.
Yes.
And that is, yes.
So Zack Snyder, if you ever bring up why do I not make Batman kill, because this is what Batman would become. Punisher is Batman that kill, and like This is a man that doesn't even, and this isn't even like he's rich or anything like that. He just
driven. He's just driven.
He's just driven, and yeah, he's ruthless, and he. And
so
you can't have that moral code, and that's what I
No,
love about.
exactly.
That's what I love about this book. Is it shows you that you can't, he cannot. And there's a reason, and I love that Jason Aaron's point is like you are missing the point.
These
of
jackasses,
this character. He is not a good person.
Right.
He is an anti-hero.
Yes,
He is not.
Yes.
The mistake was he got too popular, and people with
Completely
all
missed
of these characters,
Yes.
it's happened. It happens with comics, and like this is again going back to that and being like reminding you, like, hey, this is a guy who, for one, shouldn't have taken revenge on these people, regardless of what. Like,
Sure.
it's terrible what happened to his family,
But that's it.
But in a perfect, maybe have that revenge story, fine. But the fact that he continues on and continues to kill and kill and kill instead of using his expertise and his abilities to help law enforcement, vigilantism is not good.
No. And
Even Batman is a problem.
If you're a fucking cop worth your goddamn salt, then you should be against any sort of vigilantism. Anyway, so his wife starts freaking out because she's wondering
never leaves.
Yeah, she never leaves. Why aren't we in a park and everything? And while Frank is dealing with her, Ares decides to pop into the belly of the beast itself in the comic. She tries to kill him at one point, and he's like, haha, you can't kill me because I'm just
astral projection.
Yeah, you dumbass.
Spiritual form.
But he basically makes fun of the god, which is funny. He's like, your god looks like he could have a cheeseburger.
That's
shit.
Yeah, but that's what I love is like
I'm the god Frank needs to worship.
I need to look into research on Jason Aaron and be like, does he have any sort of like, did he go to school for theology and shit, or is he like really interested in it?
He's just
because
really fucking smart.
the fact that how he's is not an astral projection. He is interrupting a prayer.
Right? Yes.
He's picking up.
That's right. That
dude,
is fucking right.
Read
it. Will you read it?
But this is one of the best things about this.
I fucking forgot
incorporating Ares into this, incorporating this mythology to the Punisher, and doing all this because of like how fucking good Jason Aaron is at writing mythology.
Yes.
And
I forgot, yeah.
And so instead of you usually think with Doctor Strange that it would be an astral projection. No, it's his spiritual form, and he says pretty much because she's in the thing that she showed Frank, right?
Yeah, she's in where the god is, that big fat turd of a demon.
Where they worship their god, and he
I don't know if it's an actual god or a statue. I don't know.
He says, "I interrupted your prayer." And basically what he says is like, I answered the phone.
Yeah.
So I love, and I've never heard that idea before, and I'm sure it has existed.
Right, she's praying to her god, and he interrupts. Yeah,
the fact that a god, or the fact that how prayer works is that way. It's a call, and he says all these other gods started ignoring it, but then I started accepting it more because then I could build up wars brick by brick, and it's like, God damn, that makes so much fucking sense because throughout all of mythology, Ares is a dickbag because he's the god of war. So, he wants war.
Yeah. It's so on so many levels. So at the end, they calm her down and he puts her to bed or whatever, and the priestess and Ares talk and shoot shit with each other and basically talk shit to each other about. He basically says like, hey,
how did you do it, witch?
Yeah, you're turning her. He doesn't know about Maria, clearly.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's wondering, how did you do this? How did you do this? Meanwhile, I'm sorry, not Maria, not his wife. He's fighting Lady Bullseye and Lord Deathstrike.
Yes.
And
that's when he awakens his beast power, his
the
fist
first
powers.
stage is what she calls it.
His eyes start flaming red flames. His dagger's flaming. His fist is flaming. And
he basically
throws,
incinerates Lord Deathstrike.
And she's like,
Lady Bullseye's like, holy shit.
He is the fist of the beast or whatever.
So then at the end, the priestess, she said, you are these ninja that you let live are the same as you now. And he says, what do you mean? And she goes, I killed their families in front of them while they watched. And he has this look on his face, and then the next panel, he's waking Maria up, and he's covered in blood.
Yeah.
And he's like, we have to fucking go.
Yeah.
So clearly he didn't really like that.
Which again, what do you mean, Frank? And God damn it!
Oh, now you have a code about people being murdered, Frank?
I love that from this is a 12-issue series. I love that from issue 2, you are getting the perspective of what Jason Aaron is telling you, and what you should be understanding about this book is the people that idolize Frank Castle
are sociopaths.
Are not good people. And it's so well done. And then the fact that she took his like, again, if we're calling a fucking spade a spade, Frank, you're still killing people. What difference does it make?
Yeah.
And to take that and be like, to a literal level, and be like, okay, you're more determined when you want something, right? So, yeah.
You're more determined because your family was murdered in front of you.
Those people.
Let me murder these people's family in front of them, and then they'll be just like you.
And then she gave him his colors. They were the black and white robes. Like, oh, shit. You know, like,
and of course he's pissed. And it's just like,
what do you mean? What do you mean?
You live and die by the sword, Mr. Castle.
Yeah, exactly. And it's yeah. What
do you expect?
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Good stuff.
I mean, yeah. So
I love this series, man. I'm really digging it.
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.